Hello, this is my final year project. Dolt, it means boss in English. Dolt is a battle simulation against an AI that learns the player's abilities and stats and then uses the information for its behavior. The battle is fast paced, where the AI is designed to have similar power levels to the player and have human limitations. So these human limitations comes in the form of reaction according to on keyframes in the player's animation rather than on player input. This is to cause like a delay to give it more of a player versus player feeling rather than player versus AI. The game is also designed for the player to have multi-balls with the AI. So this is for the AI to gradually have more perfect information or more accurate information of the player. So the AI works at the start. Basically, the brain of the AI uses certain variables to decide where to go into an attack state or defense state. Some of the variables it uses will be like mana levels, the if it has abilities available, if it has like the health difference of its current health with its estimate of the player's health. So basically, the AI doesn't know the player's health. He will have an estimate of it and gradually fighting the player according to how much damage he's doing. And when the player dies, he will have a more accurate estimate of it. So when he enters the attack state, the AI will basically get a list of the abilities he's able to use currently. So this is according to its mana levels and the distance. And then it will calculate weights. So it will check, the weights will be calculated by, the type of ability it is, the damage it can do, if it has skill potential, and if the player has a defensive ability. So the defensive ability, like if the player has a defensive ability, it's based upon his own estimate as well. So the player will have like the AI, once the player uses an ability, the AI will record it and he will start a timer. And if the player uses it again, then he will judge basically that difference in time. That's basically your cooldown. And then when it finishes calculating the weights, it will use the spell with the highest weight. Okay, so when it enters the defense state, it will basically decide whether if an ability was affected, it will decide um to use a defense ability or not, or just straight to left or right. And this is it's also again according to the weights. So the lower his HP is, the higher percentage of chance he has for to use a defensive ability. Without further ado, let's go into the game. So the arena is just a small arena, simple arena, just to focus on the boss fights, basically the boss fight. Player movement is right mouse button to move to the location you're clicking on. Uh, Here the icons are your available spells. The key code is displayed in the icon. So if I press Q, it'll activate the rage indicator for that particular spell, and then left click to activate the spell. Setting with the dash, left click to activate it. On the left, here it's the basically the boss, what the boss knows, or the details of the boss. For example, here is the estimate of the health of the boss. No, sorry, it's the estimate of the player's health. So right now the boss thinks that the player has 100 health. In reality, we have 200. So the boss will learn that later on as he fights the player. Here's like a kill count of against the boss. And in state weight, it will display this various weights it will use to determine if it goes into an attack or defense state. So the 10A basically says that he has an ability available, so he's going to be a little bit more aggressive. Ability available would be the basic ability or defensive ability, or ultimate if he has it activated. The H would be health, and 20 would be mana levels. So the mana levels I'm doing instead of actual mana, I'm doing how long it takes for him to recover to full mana. and the health is his own health. And then if it's a certain degree below a percentage, it will consider the player's current health. So here you saw he went into a defensive state to dodge, and then he goes back into current state space, and he goes back into attacking mode. So the strafing is 50-50% chance to move to the left or to the right. So since I already know that when I target him, I target more to one direction to see if I hit him. If I target in the middle, well, in this case he used a basic ability, so he couldn't dodge it. Alright, so now he doesn't have any ability available, so he decides to run away. So to explain the what happened earlier, I also have like a transition between each state. So these transitions are smooth. So if it's currently in an action, it cannot transition to a different state. So that's why he entered into the primary attack state, and then the brain told him to go into defensive, but he was already in attack mode, so he couldn't change into defensive fast enough to defend properly from my attack. So right now, see, he thinks I have 56 left health remaining. So if that's fine, he's going searching for me now. So we're not gonna let him go down. So he's gonna reach to zero, and notice he's not gonna, I'm not dead, so he's just gonna add to it. So he added to 25 because it's like it's to show basically that he's still learning or he's still doing estimate. Since I didn't die just now, it's like, oh, and he has more health. Boom, give it 25 more. He should die soon enough in a way. So I died, and he did 204 health, so now he knows my current health is around 204, which is 4 off of the 200. Okay, so for what you see here in abilities, these are basically here he has seen me dash once, that's why he's still in status. And he's been running a timer since he's seen me that one time, and the next time I use it, he's gonna think, oh well, that means that my cooldown is according to the first time I use it with the second time I use it. So that difference, that's what he puts as his cooldown. So if I use it earlier, then he updates the information and thinks, okay, so he has it earlier on. Example here. So he knows I have it unavailable, but I do have it available now, and he doesn't know that yet. So if I use this, he's gonna run the timer again. So now if we do it a lot shorter than before, example now, right after I had it available, he's gonna have it. He's gonna update it properly. So see available, unavailable, and then available. Let's try one. To make it easier for myself, I increase my damages. So when he has a shield, that means I cannot do damage. Oh my god. Okay, so since we defeated the boss once, we have a chance. We unlocked our ultimate ability, which is cast by E, has a mana cost of 60, and you can upgrade one of your other abilities. So each time you defeat the boss, you'll have a chance to upgrade one ability. You can upgrade QNW a max of 3 times and your ultimate max of 2 times, and the time you can upgrade your ultimate will be after third upgrade and after the seventh upgrade, I believe. So we're gonna grade our Q, we lower the mana cost, increase the damage, and decrease the cooldown. So now if he gets hit by it, he should read it and basically increment the damage it did and update that to its basically its system. So he has his ultimate ability as well. I used mine, but he blocked it. Ooh, minus 9. So you see here, it went from 30 to 36. So my Q basically increased in 6 damage. Oh, he killed me. So that's basically it. So it keeps updating the informations. Um, it's something with the cooldown. So by now you should probably have more accurate information on exactly when I have my cooldowns and when I don't have my ability. And thank you for listening. And if you have any questions on how I did certain stuff, feel free to ask. Thank you.